Don't call the cops. Oh, you're in cell, don't call my mom. All she does is yell, don't call the preacher. You can go to hell, don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. Give me some rope. Make it under thick, give me some pills. Yeah, feel kinda sick, turn on the gas. That'll do the trick, don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live. Don't wanna give no more. Don't wanna live no more. Give me a pen. Gotta write a note, gotta make it quick. No antidote, and when I'm done, yeah, that's all she wrote. Don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore.
The weather recourse I never ignored, but instead of enduring, store was a promise I saw that was never enforced.
They have a different name for it. Have a different scenario, or maybe you, or maybe doing it to someone else, but there are people that just care too much. I guess I can say that, care too much. Have a different scenario, or maybe you, or maybe doing it to someone else, but there are people that just care too much. I guess I can say that, care too much.
Yeah, I'm back, bitches. Women are equal and they deserve respect. Just kidding, they should suck my dick. Vagina, vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. Vagina, vagina. 2 + 2 = vagina. My love is like lightning. It gives girls orgasms. My dick is like an airplane. It gives girls orgasms. I'm the Wayne Gretzky of sexual stuff. I'm the Hulk Hogan of slamming muff. I'm the Indiana Jones of exploring crotch. I'm the Shakespeare of enormous cock. I'm the Helen Keller of having sex. No, wait, that's a bad example. Why did my penis cross the road? To get to the other vagina. Vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. 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 E equals MC vagina. I've got a present for you right here. Actually, it's not a present, it's my penis, and I like to call it the spear. Cause spears are long and hard, just like my penis. I don't like it when you talk, cause that just means you're not sucking my cock. Love is for girls and gays. If you wanna be with me, it goes one of two ways. Either you have sex with me, or you have sex with me. I have really good sex moves that I learned in China. I'm a sexual tiger, and I feed on vagina. Vagina, vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. Vagina, vagina. What time is it? It's vagina. What's the difference between a girl's mouth and a girl's vagina? There is none. I want my penis to be inside both of those things. I'm a good sex man. Girls love my sex. I'm a good sex man, 'cause my sex is the best. I'm like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but instead of fighting people, I have sex with them.
Motherfuckers always wanna get the gun run, killing niggas like it's all for fun. But you know how I roll, put the pedal to the flow like the Bone Thugs with the murder mode. Get your hoe and let's go. Rap die somewhere along the way. Everybody know when it was gonna die someday, but it ain't for me. No tragedies, been coming to a close and you had to see. Don't be mad at me, for I speak the truth. And when it comes to wartime, man, I lace my boots. But all truth be told, man, I ain't got time. My homie shouldn't have to die, cause I spit you a rhyme. Should I had to die, cause I'm better than you. I got lyrical slugs that ain't verbal dispute. Clown ass motherfuckers trying to ruin the game. Bitches just like you, it's why it's not the same. Go ahead, spark a flame and fucking shoot the breeze. Like the clinic down the street, I put you down with ease. With my homie C's, young homie to God. These niggas know the truth and it ain't that hard to spit hot bars with a real life twist. Never met a dude that can go hard like this. It's the price you pay for this game we play. I refuse to be the reason niggas die today. All my homies, I got love for you and we roll mad deep to keep the beef in order. Dennis and C's, Bud and Grub, I won't see y'all face down in the mud. GWK and on standby, I protect your neck until the day I die. Code Red and Local, we born Jeff. I fight for y'all until my dying breath. Max and Herm, Carlay and Young, I stand with you until the day is done. Invisible and homie revolved, I'ma stick with y'all until the shit resolved. It's thrilling, ridiculous, I ride with yous and will not quit. All my homies, I got love for you and we roll tight to keep the beef in order. I put the mic down and stay far, far away. If it means my life or just one more day for me, all my homies, man, I take the bullet and then take my place right atop the pulpit. Can't you see, man, I give it all up for him in the waiting room with a coffee cup. Waiting for a doctor to say he's okay, man, I give my own life to avoid that day that I see one of y'all up in a hospital bed, cause someone got mad and started spraying the lead. See, all that it took was just one punchline, and he had enough and went and grabbed his knife. This is the story of the hip and how he lost his hop and how the violence kicks off when the music music stops. People seem to care more about the buckshot spread and what comes out the speakers when they press play. It's a goddamn shame the shit we come to, regardless of what the fuck I've been through. I wouldn't take a man's life cause of poems and beats. Words ain't my reason for concealing the heat. In sleet or snow, I stand by my word. Motherfuckers come around acting like they heard when they don't know shit. This is dead, my bitch. We get rich quick and don't need the clips. All my homies, I got love for you and we roll mad deep to keep the beef in order. Dennis and C's, Pride and Grub, I won't see y'all face. Down in the mud, DWK and on standby. I protect your neck until the day I die. Code Red and Local, reborn Jeff. I fight for y'all until my dying breath. Max and Herm, Carlay and Young, I stand with you until the day is done. Invisible and homie revolve. I'ma stick with y'all until the shit resolve. It's thrilling, ridiculous. I ride with yous and will not quit. All my homies, I got love for you and we roll tight to keep the beef in order. One way or another, this is word to your mother. We gon' stop the violence and resort to something other. Wait, here we go. It's 3 to the 4. Rap is the reason that I'm knocking at your door. I'm here to deliver that spine tapping real lace with more soul than Lil Wayne can steal. Can you grasp the feel of this package for you? I know it's been a while since I heard it too. I believe it's called music, no strings attached. Dead Mind and Quentin's Kitchen, it's a perfect match. Monarch is what came from the egg we hatch, and we make more hits than a boxing match. With the niggas in the kitchen, we don't need to be a wishing. Catch this nigga on the boat, that's right, I'm out there with the fishing. Might there with real killers, but it's not the same. Dudes know it's little more than insurance claims. I said change the game or lose the hope. The rap game as we know it's at the end of the rope. Give it more rope and it would hang itself, just to keep it so Lil Wayne can sell. Say fuck that man, we don't need that shit. We need to come together and we need to do it quick. Rise up together cause united we stand, or be another castle that was made in sand. All my homies, I got love for you and we roll mad deep to keep the beef in order. Dennis and C's, Pride and Grub, I won't see y'all face. Down in the mud, DWK and on standby. I protect your neck until the day I die. Code Red and Local, reborn Jeff. I fight for y'all until my dying breath. Max and Herm, Carlay and Young, I stand with you until the day is done. Invisible and homie revolve. I'ma stick with y'all until the shit resolve. It's thrilling, ridiculous. I ride with yous and will not quit. All my homies, I got love for you and roll tight to keep the beef in order.
Dude. Yeah. Snipes Music.com.
I live in a world, nothing sacred. My love's wasted. Nothing will change until I'm Be strong. God, I'm almost there. Can I be a happy man? One nightmare from happy land.
Snipes.
One nightmare from happy land.
Heads to the dance and one-man band. Fans all stand with raised up hands. Dance with him when you have the chance. Glance to the stance and prank so glad. Snipe so ham, mouth slice turkey. Stuck your bitch and left her hurting. Flirting with death and yes, I said it. Precious nightmares and snipes that's restless. Yes, it. About time now, shot my loud with a crowd so proud. I'm about to sound ruthless. It's more music. I'm forced to do this. Move that crown. Prove I'm cloud high destined. Question my life rhyme. Presence, my essence of 16s gets things hectic. Fuck the fame, give me the game. I don't want your necklace. Let's get slow as I spit my flow. Hawk the gross on my dope. Chop it up, yo, and slow it up in your nose, dog. Roof, let me out the cage and loose. Hit the booth and shoot on targets who mark it, say fake truth. Pain all about that. I'm around rap that I always bounce back. How's that possible? Gotta know, got the hottest flow that I always down pat. I found that dual school Joe on the second verse, so it's only right that Snipes comes as hard with some extra squirts. Yeah.
I live in a world, nothing sacred. My love's wasted. Nothing will change until I'm Be strong. God, I'm almost there. Can I be a happy man? One nightmare from happy land. One nightmare from happy land.
It's like every other day when I'm lighting up a smoke and I'm telling motherfuckers I'm a winner on my vote. Looking for $1 million, I'm headed on the nose. Really pretty soon when I'm pulling out the road. Pushing till I need a medic, scrapping on my empty pocket. No one on the internet is but then the feeling venom knocking. Never give it a fuck when I get so lit on vodka. So inside the box set when I yell, people inside the village, from side to side. As I do, having to stick aside. Jobs are idle, singing little songs while dodging psycho labels, but my mind has been slipping. So give me a listen, but working on the scratch shit for a long minute. And you get it when I'm fucking ready, only one to reach it every ear. And everybody got so many, but tried to upset me. Known for the mode of wrecking, I'm cold to the bone, so bet me. You're big on the phone, just let me get a little clips, never can resist. Get up in the mix, you know you can admit when you get into the venue, singing along with me, taking what I said and it never affect me. Though there's a born, resurrected a pawn, the blast of the bomb, and I'm getting up on the throne, all alone, singing my song to the sun, and I've grown to my own, and I know what I've done, and I'm going for the gold. Not even the end of the world, that's me, no one can hold me down, and I know it only sounds like babbling, but to me, what I'm saying right now, how you say?
I live in a world with nothing sacred. My love's wasted. Nothing will change until I'm be strong. God, I'm almost there. Can I be a happy man? One nightmare from happy land. One nightmare from happy land.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, no longer open for discussion. Old prodigal is off the hill, he's off the wall, he's steady bugging. First off, I held that handle, bitch, and it didn't mean a goddamn thing, except cooking up a good reason to build that wall between us reals and you fakes. How dare you try to rate your lyrics and protest they're as good as mine? It don't matter how many people suck your dick, I will never sell out, I have a spine. I work for mine, I took that time, you're goddamn right, I'm bugging. Bitch, they Dr. Seuss and hid the truth just like them prior artists did. Nothing meaningful, nothing sacred. Artists died so we could save it. What did you do? Took a legacy, passed a dirt road and never paved it. Now it's deserted. Feeling perverted, wanna rape the rap scene outside closed curtains. Digging up curtains, ladies come shirt. No need to cover up when the cause is worth it. It's time to get naked. No one's faking, we promise to make you wet. It's good to be real, cause real is hard. After this, only fakes regret. Fuck yeah. Yo, we're coming from the forefront. You hear this? Dead mind. Whoever else wants to be real out there, tell these people what's fucked up about this bullshit. Keep it. Bring it back. Me. Service. Own it. Artists.
Wasted. Nothing will change until I'm be strong. God, I'm almost there. Can I be a happy man? One nightmare from happy land. One nightmare from happy land.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time to start this bullshit. I actually don't really have anything other than that. So, great. Thanks for coming. See you later. No, I'm not leaving. So what's good? We got EDM here. Some other people, maybe? I don't know. Didn't really have anything to talk about. Just kind of started it up and wanted to figure out audio stuff. Here I am. Actually, just everything just kind of whooped out of my head as soon as I went live. What's going on? Let's see what's going on in the YouTube world. It's not happening here. Apparently, AP is eating Tonka from his show. That's nice. Those were good kills. He should embrace the meme. Nick Rakita is doing some shit with the anime people. Seems he really likes them. Apparently, there's a mermaid that's darker than what something that is under the ocean and not exposed to sunlight should be. Let's see what else we got. Oh, my subscriptions. Just nothing but subscriptions. Oh, I see. Tonka's playing some games. That's good for him. So is Razor Fist. Look at that. What else we got going on? Bunch of dead air? Apparently dead air. A lot of dead air. Hell, what even happened this week in the world? Nothing. Mic is low? That is awful. We'll fix that right up. Better? Should be better. Maybe that's better? Let me know if it's better. Oh shit, I'm hearing myself. Forget about this thing. I've got two crappy monitors going on. There we go. Hey, Eric Foams. What did you do all day, Eric? Cool. Glad to see my microphone is better. I hooked up my old 360 with a Kinect. So that's fun. It's the Modern Warfare 3 edition. All the games I have are flight simulators and some first-person shooters and Kinectimals because they're really cute. I'm wondering if I can plug this Kinect into my computer and use it for things. Let's see if I can make targeting software using the camera and radar system. But that's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to do right now. Mainly because it's too late. It's too late for those sorts of dreams. And I don't have anything to shoot at. Or anything to shoot with. Little drink of my orange soda. Gotta love the orange soda. Apparently the big topic of discussion the other night was sodas. I think Eric was there for that one. Huh. Anthiacumia, you say. And there was a soda brand called Lotsa Cola. And it was the best soda brand that made orange soda there ever was. There was no sodium in it. There was nothing but orange citrus deliciousness. And it was actually made in Columbus, Ohio, which I didn't know, but it makes sense because that's the only place I've ever seen it. went defunct in roughly 2006 or 2007. And you were only able to find it in RGAs. IGAs, if any of you ever had an IGA. It's a lot of independent foodstuffs. Foodstuffs! What is Anthea Cumia's Demented World by Brownish Frequency? Is that a, what's his world like? Is it a strange world? Or is it just demented? Is he trying to hook up with a lot of teenage girls? Heard he was into that kind of thing. Oh yeah, can't wait for an answer. What are you fucking doing? That's stupid. There's a delay. Nobody just types in. That's insane. I don't even know if this chat is refreshing itself. It needs refreshments. I also went outside and sweated. Because it was hot. Which sucked. Oh, and I got the joy of going to the BMV. Yeah. Now, here in a minute, I might talk about airline food, too. We'll just hit all the stale-ass comedy routines. But I actually did go to the DMV to get a driver abstract today. And I gotta tell you, it's a very bad system. Like, I walk in, and here's some strange troll-looking woman standing there to direct you to a touchscreen where you basically just put in stuff, and you know how to do it already. But she's there to do that and ask you what you want to do. Instead of just providing the service, she just hands you a ticket. Well, she actually just directs you to a touchscreen and gives you the piece of paperwork you need to fill out. Which is kind of silly, because I could just go to the touchscreen and I could just say, oh, you want this? Pull this piece of paperwork and do it yourself. But, meh, whatever. And then I sit there in a room full of, well, it kind of just looks like the UN, but really poor. And various different kinds of smells. So that was fun. They said the average wait time was 14 minutes. I was there for 45. Which I suppose isn't that bad. But luckily the driver abstract is only like $8.50. So that's not too bad. So that's what I did. Oh, and I, went to the bank and stuff like that. I need to go into my second job tomorrow and turn in that driver abstract. Was talking with the owner about changing roles inside the shop. Because the other role that inquires driving is apparently much more lucrative, and from what I can tell, it certainly seems to be the case. But I like doing both, and, it was nice. Oh, I also got a raise Friday, so that was cool. Oh, let me tell you how nice the owner of this place is. He's a gentle, gentle soul of a man. There's this other guy that works there. Kind of like, I don't know, Wiggity West Side type guy. He, really nice guy. Kind of funny, but he's sort of like, he's one of those types that's like, here comes trouble. Like, alright, dude. You're that guy. A regular at Walmart. But strangely, a big liberal, which is odd. He actually tried to be like, oh, you voted for Trump. You had an IQ test. Nobody be voting for Trump. I'm like, right, because, 10 to 13% of my political party is certainly made up of people that have an average IQ of 60. But he is not a gentle giant. He is, however, nice enough to buy this guy a pair of shoes. Just out of the blue, he called up at like 5 p.m. and wanted to talk to the guy and said, And then later on that night, he walked upstairs with a pair of Asics. I was kind of surprised it wasn't New Balances, because I'm pretty sure the owner was wearing New Balances when I saw him Friday. But he's such a nice guy. Has a really nice Denali. Very nice Denali. So that was fun. We have many kinds of gelato there. And so far I've tried 2 of them. The first one I tried was very good. It was a white chocolate strawberry cheesecake gelato. So it was basically just vanilla gelato with strawberry and cheesecake chunks and little chunks of white chocolate in there. It was very good. Exceptionally good, I would say. And the one I tried last night was some kind of raspberry, which was also very good. It had a nice that little raspberry zing to it. So that was good. That was very good. And the next one I want to try is certainly the tiramisu. That looks good. They don't have a pistachio, strangely enough, which I kind of figured they would. I need to try some pistachios! Pistachios! And, but I'm sure they rotate flavors, so, you know. I'm sure that'll be, something that happens. I'm sure pistachio's gotta be in that rotation. I also bought some ice cream today. If you haven't noticed by looking at my channel or my Twitter or anything like that, if you ever happen to look at these things, I really like ice cream. I could talk about it for about 15 minutes before I tangent it. Before I channel into something. Tangentially wander into something else. But the tiramisu looks good. The pistachio looks good. I also bought some ice cream today. One is a New York cheesecake strawberry, and the other one is a orange creamsicle. Pistachios. Oh yes, pistachios. Well, at least I didn't really fumble it up and say I need some mustachio ice cream, because I don't think mustachio ice cream's a thing that should be happening. Chocolate mousse tracks. Now, I like the idea of it, but the problem is it's implying that a mousse has shat in your ice cream, and I don't need scat cream. Scat cream isn't cool. You go out in the woods, find some shit on the ground in the wintertime, that's scat cream. Nobody wants to eat the scat cream. Nobody wants moose scat, bear scat, badger scat, no fucking scat at all. That ain't cool. That is not cool at all. That's some bullshit. I wonder how loud my voice is in comparison with the actual stream. So I figured out a way that I can do this kind of thing. Oh yes. Oh, that's perfect. It's right there in the background. Just alright, my little monitor thing's working. I should probably just set up my other phone that I got down here, because it's got a thing on it, and I can browser with that instead of using my other one. Duck shit ice cream. And like fucking, you know what you would actually be really easy to make would be the goose. All them stupid ass geeses that run around with their bullshit, shitting all over the sidewalks if it's beside a pond. Fucking nonsense. Nonsense. I'm a bit of a mark for the orange ice creams, because that weird like citrusy sort of. I like orange shit. Can't help it. I like orange soda. I like orange ice creams. I like oranges. I like the color orange. It looks good on me, but if I wear it, everyone would think I'm trying to be Naruto or some bullshit. Which, not like being Naruto would be terrible, but, you know. I don't have a kunai knife, and I can't do shadow close yet. So, is that even what it's called? A fucking kunai knife? I don't know. Let's see. What else did I do today? Nothing terribly interesting. Wonder if I saw any people this week that were interesting. I can't really. None come to mind. So. Oh. Well, no, I don't talk about that. Oh. Well, actually, I can talk about it. So, there's this thing that I do that I'm not really doing. But, I got to see the first edit of this video that we made for it. I have to say I was a bit underwhelmed. I certainly think I could have done just as well with my cell phone and my PC here and my zero amount of experience making videos, because there was nothing special to it. And to be honest with you, the guys that did it, like several of these footage that they captured, they didn't even get the green screen all the way in the frame. So like, you got a guy singing in front of a green screen, and towards the edge of it, I mean, you can zoom in 10% and that probably, fix it and everything would be fine. But, for fuck's sake, you're a goddamn professional. You can't buy 2 fucking green screens and go that route. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, so I'm just looking at that like, wow, we really paid money for this guy to do this. We have a space to do it. I am personally willing to do it. But they want to pay this fucking chuckle fuck money. And, he's basically using a, I don't know, 2 to 5 year old Sony professional fucking camera thing with a bunch of buttons and a nice monitor. And all these nice little f-stops and shit. But honestly, when I'm looking at it, all the colors washed out like it's fucking European. My phone takes better fucking videos. Just as sharp. So, I do have to say that the scenes outside were filmed very much better. And, I don't know, better or say, but they certainly didn't look as, they didn't anger me as much as the inside green screen stuff that we did. So that was, a little irritating. But, and I also have to say, they put some broad in it that she doesn't fit the whole concept of the thing. Because the whole thing starts off with her in it, and she's getting blood poured on her. And it's like, I get the mentality, because, you got an IQ of 30, you go, well, it's a hot chick. And I'm like, well, she's okay, first of all. Second of all, it makes no sense with the rest of it. All it is, basically us just doing a bunch of silly shit and kind of making fun of black metal, right? But here's this broad for no reason, and we have other musics that would be better for such a thing, like certainly some other musics, like certain songs that would have made way more sense. Like we've got another song about Crystal Lake, Friday the 13th. That would have made sense. Put her in that. That's it's blood and guts and gore and, chubby teenage booners. Like, that's what fucking Friday the 13th is all about. That kind of, sort of thing. Whereas, when you're doing a cover of a cover that's one of the originals of a guy who does typically parodies, and you're making it funny because you're doing a metal cover of it, but you're also making a funny music video that's kind of parodying other music videos of that genre that don't do that kind of music. What the fuck? You can't just put some broad in there. That doesn't make any sense. Or at least you can, but she doesn't serve any purpose. Yeah, exactly. But dude, blood and tits. Hey, Jolly Waters Bilge Roger. That's not your name at all. It's Jolly Rogers Bilgewater. Well, let's see. You have a wrench now. How do you like that? And with that, I just spoke 10 seconds. There went tasty. There went 10 tasty seconds to where I talked about making someone a moderator. And that was funny. Because it was. What the hell just happened? Wait. Oh no. The song changed and it's crunchier guitar now. Well, that's super fun. I like to check the audio while I'm doing this. Do I still sound like, what do you mean? Do I still sound like fucking Toad? Oh, look at this. We can repeat the audios. Alright. Well, that was a little bit of dead air for you. I know some of you out there are probably used to that. So that's okay. Honestly, I don't think that internet shows should really be held up to the same standard as a radio show where they sit around and, you know, they've got everything prepared and they got writers, or at least a guy who calls himself a writer. And, you know, he sits down and makes some bullshit up for the day. Like, what was it? The afternoon drive guy. He'd just be like, "Hey, everybody, we're talking cars. Call in at 610 WTVN." And, people will call in and talk about cars. Which, by the way, I certainly will probably be talking about cars at some point. Probably after I release the video of me having a terrible time getting a stereo put into my car because I'm an idiot. And I know how to do it, and I've done it before, and then I just go to do this one, and I'm just like, it doesn't happen. So that was certainly, that one's going to be fun. I think it's probably going to be a half-assed video, but the job itself won't be half-assed. It's just that I probably won't be able to find the time to shoot the proper video if I'm trying to install the radio properly. Which is kind of what got me in trouble with it in the first place, because I get to the place to where I practice, and it's midnight, and, you know, then I gotta wait for some band to get done, then I pull it into the warehouse, then I set up the green screen in front of my stupid windshield, and I'm trying to do all this, and I also have to work the next morning. So it's like, oh, I got 3 hours that I can work on this car. And, you know, the first thing that happens is I go to, like, try and take it out, and it doesn't just slide out like it ought to, and all this other bullshit. So stay tuned to that. That'll be fun. I'll probably just take some pictures of the final installation steps and just kind of mash all that bullshit together. Oh, good. Toad's older brother? Yeah. We like the one that just, you know, comes in there and like steals his lunch money and some stuff. I don't know. What do older brothers do? I sort of have one, but he didn't live with us. So me. And he was much nicer as a person, and also much older than I am. I mean, not terribly much older, but not within he's not within 3 to 4 years. You know, he's a little beyond that of me. Super nice guy, though. Really smart. You know, fix anything on a car. Good guy. Yeah, I don't know. What would you do? Just walk in there. Toad, get the fuck off the computer. I need to whack off. That's probably what he says to him. Let's see. I don't know. I keep on stop talking after I say something, like someone's going to say something back. I gotta get used to the fact that it's just me. I just have to carry the entire world on my fucking shoulders. What's that about? What's that about? It's like airline food. Ugh. Everything is a fucking goddamn waste of boring bullshit. Everything I've said has been said before by some other asshole. Probably some other asshole right now saying the stupid thing that I'm just saying, just in a different language somewhere. And no, I'm not going to try and imitate some language. Albeit, the last time I did, for that one video I did way back in the golden era of the Kumite, that was fun. That was, I actually took some time. I probably spent like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours doing that. It wasn't really that good though. It was just kind of, just sort of a frenetic, not well thought out sort of thing. Oh, and I need to set up that speech to text thing. I don't know how I gotta get it figured out to where I talk into the mic, and then it takes a speech to text, and then it does a reader on the other end and broadcasts that through OBS. I think that would be real fun. Or maybe just talk in my car all day when I'm like driving around or something, and just see if it can record all that, and then just take that text block and dump it into something and just play it. But I don't know how much I would have to talk to get like an hour or two in there. Maybe, probably a lot. Probably have to talk like an hour or two. But I don't know, what does the computer voice say? They can change their speeds? I'd have to find a good voice. I wonder if they have like those voices. 'Cause if I could get one, they do the deep fakes now where they can take someone's face and make it do stuff. I wonder if they can do that with a voice instead of like, the guy who does like Make America Metal Again. He's got the he's got that where he has to take all the sound clips and kind of edit them together so he says stuff. And you can really tell that it's not that it's sound clips edited together. But I wonder if you could actually just capture enough of the machine learning to take out all the phonemes and the other things that aren't phonemes that make up linguistics or language or spoken word, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and just build an algorithm out of that. So where it's like you got the B C K D F. I've been abandoned on stream before. I just started talking about my many terrible drunk stories. Abandoned on... What do you mean abandoned on a stream? You mean like you were streaming with people and they all just dipped? Is that what you mean? Because if you got a story like that, would you guys like to hear a story about a young Victor Rand and his adventures at 3 a.m. and how and how Victor or myself, because we're the same person, abandoned someone in the cabin in the woods? Okay, good. Okay. Well, if you guys would like to hear that story, let's put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear this story. Because it's, I don't know. I thought about saving it, but why would I save such a wonderful gem of my life? And that's also the first time. I'm glad you guys were here to do this with me. But I just did the first chat poll. Put a 1 in the chat. Maybe I should be like, give me some orange boxes. Actually, the 3 a.m. adventure worked out pretty well for me. It was a good fun time. Wasn't as good as some of the other, it could have ended in getting laid. That would have been nice, but that wasn't really an option. Because I wasn't going to swing down that road, and that really wasn't available anyway. So, oh look, we got a 1 in the chat. And a 42, which is the answer to everything. Alright, so, young Victor Rand, I believe, was I 17? I might have been 15. No, I was 17. Yeah. All right. So first of all, actually, maybe I will get two stories. Because one leads into the other, and actually, one is derivative of the other because of stuff and things. So anyhow, I was a young Victor Grand once, and me and my two neighbors, we were drinking. So we had this like cheap drive-through liquor, and I don't know, we had probably like 2 or 3 bottles of like cheap drive-through liquor, and we're sitting around this cabin that we built in the woods. Whew. Oh, excuse me, that tasted terrible. Oh, a little bit of tomato sauce came up with that poke. Oh, oy vey. Anyhow, so, we're sitting around getting drunk. And, so it was me and the two neighbors, they're brothers. One was much older. Not much older. He was like 21. And, or maybe a little younger. I don't know. He was old enough to go and buy beer without having too much trouble. So he was probably about 20, 21 at the time. Also happened to be on probation because he's a fucking moron and decided to help someone pull a B&E. And so he ended up getting 3 years of probation, which was fucking stupid of him. And his little brother, who was, a year or two younger than I was. And, so we're all sitting around. We built this cabin behind, like our houses are right, next to each other, essentially. Like, a couple, like 1 3/4 acre plots, which doesn't matter. By the way, you guys are going to have to get used to or leave the stream if you don't like the way I tell stories, because I'm terrible at doing this. And I get distracted by all the minute details as I go through them and remember everything that happened. And try and fill in the scene or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So anyhow, so we're sitting around in this, shitty ass makeshift cabin that had this nice fire pit that was just outside the open face of it. It was more like a lean-to, I guess, than a cabin, but it was a square one with wood, and just kind of had an open front, sort of like one of those park things, but with walls. And so we're all sitting around getting drunk, and we decide that not only do we need to drink, but we need to smoke weed. And this is probably about 1, 2 o'clock, and this was, 1998, 99, so it's not like you had a lot of options as far as cell phones goes and getting a hold of people at that time of night. And so anyhow, so we're sitting around, and the little brother is drinking. Obviously, he's the little brother. And he's the little brother. And he was probably like 130 pounds, about 5'10". And, both me and the other guy were larger. And, taller and bigger. Well, obviously, we're older. And not by much older, but at that, anyway. So, we get done, we're drinking, and we're, decently drunk. And the little brother's like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna go to sleep now," because he drank like kind of a lot. He was really drunk, so he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep." We're gonna call him Little Mikey. Little Mikey. We used to just make fun of him, be like, "Little Mikey," and so he goes and just kind of lays down in the dirt floor of this thing that we had built. And, well, I mean, there was a blanket and stuff like that. But anyhow, so he just lays down, and we're just like, alright, well, whatever. So we finally get a hold. I think we paged him. So, he calls us back on the pager. This other motherfucker, who is, in all honesty, a real piece of shit. He was a real piece of shit all the way through fucking life, and probably is to this day. And so anyhow, we go to leave, and it's probably about 2 or 3 in the morning. So we get out, Now, you gotta mind you that he's on probation, so he has a curfew. And, he, so we have to be super careful and not get pulled over or anything like that, which we did not get pulled over. I'll just go ahead and, you know, assuage your fears, as that would say. But anyhow, so he calls us back and he's like, well, I can't really sell you anything, but I'll smoke with you if you guys come out here. So we leave and we go for the literally like 20-25 minute journey over this guy's house to smoke a blunt with him. And so we're driving like super by the book. Well, Mike's driving, or not Mike. God damn it, we need pseudonyms here, so we're gonna call him Steven. And so Steve's like driving super by the book, and that's all well and good. By the way, he had a 1992 blue Chevrolet Corsica, and that car was actually, those cars are a bit of a cockroach, even they're kind of a piece of shit. They're sort of like the various cars that came out with GM at that time that were, no power and kind of dumb. And but anyway, this little blue Corsica, little standard too. And so we drive out there and we pull up to his mom's trailer because why wouldn't we pull up to his mom's trailer? And so he comes out and he's like, hey Will, hey man, cool, whatever. All I have is this roach weed. That's why I didn't want to like sell it to you or anything. We're like, oh, that's fine. And so he's like, did you guys bring a blunt wrap or a blunt? Because I don't really think they had wraps at the time. I think they were just swishers. And oh yeah, I'm sorry, you had a white 95. It might have been the last year they made them. Oh, you know what? Privileged white male, you need a fucking wrench, because working on those Corsicas is a thankless task. So anyhow, we drive out there and get up to his mom's trailer. He's got all this roach weed. I mean, it was a lot of roach weed. He probably like had a half ounce of freaking roach weed. And this was like, once again, this is like 98, 99 in a small town in southeastern Ohio. And so he's got this like, a mixture of shit to middling good weed, right? Like no really good, none of that fucking roided out crazy bullshit that they have nowadays. And so he's got this like a half ounce of this bullshit. So we don't have any papers. We don't have any fucking blunts or blunt wraps. So we're sitting around trying to figure out what we can use to smoke, because he didn't have any like pipes or anything like that. He was like, wait a minute, I got an idea. He runs back in his house, comes out with a Bible. So so then Steve, who is a Christian man, who likes to smoke weed and pull B&Es, has a problem with that. To which, 17-year-old Victor Rand is like, man, motherfucker, it's the goddamn Bible. If you really have a problem with it, tear out the copyright page. But the Bible is the paper that the Bible is made out of is actually perfect for smoking weed. And so anyhow, we pull out this page of the Bible, and it's good size fucking page. It's like a page of a normal sized Bible. And you fucking roll this goddamn thing up, and roll it up, and we've got something that's a little bit bigger than your average fucking blunt. Because you don't fucking smoke weed in $1. First of all, that's dirty. Second of all, it's money. You don't do that. God, Eric, I might take your wrench away for that. Anyhow, so, oh yes, Woe 7. Whoa, wait, I'll do this. See if I can pull this correctly. Whoa, 70. I hope that was good. So anyhow, we roll up this fucking Bible, and then we roll up the windows in this Corsica. And we got, damn son, and I got a Sherlock filled with Granddaddy and a 40 ounce. That's almost an old statement. Nice. So anyhow, we roll this Bible up, roll the windows up, spark the motherfucker, and yeah, see, I cupped my shit over the mic, and then I drew the mic closer to do that. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I have no stream etiquette. I just burp into this bitch. And Unicabra. I like that word. Unicabra. Was that like a unicorn chupacabra? Hey, Shadowcat. Glad to see you here. You're gonna need one of these wrenches in case something on the farm breaks. Okay, we still got music. Eric is doing dabs and drinking whiskey. I wish I had a synchronized thing, but I don't. I don't smoke weed anymore. Which is sad. Sort of sad. I'm gonna do it again when I reach financial independence. Because then I'll probably be old or dead. So it won't matter. Anyhow, we get this Corsica, which, as bad a car it was, it must have been sealed up pretty fucking tight, because we got that Corsica so full of smoke, smoking on the good Lord, and smoking the good Lord's weed with the good Lord's word, that I could not see anything except for the little blue digital clock that was in the center console. And even then I couldn't read it. It was just a little blue glow down there, right? And we're really fucking high. So, we whatever and go back to the house. Decide to, leave there once we get done smoking that baked out of our fucking gourds, because we hadn't smoked all day. And to be honest with you, he shouldn't have been smoking on probation anyway, because he never knew when he was going to get blood fucking piss tested. And I think he had one or two dirty urns. That's what he liked to call them. I don't think it was from that, but, it was probably karma for smoking the devil's lettuce with the Bible and while on probation, or just the natural consequences of being stupid. So anyhow, oh no, I wish I didn't read chat there. BTK, what are you doing? So anyhow, so we get back to the house and start walking back to the cabin, and we hear from the my neighbor's house. Hear, Steve, where's your brother? And we're like, oh, he's just down here at the cabin, And she goes, what the fuck are you guys doing? And so we go ahead and just kind of picked up our pace, because we assumed that his mom was coming out and down to the cabin. There was, and for some reason the fire was still going strong and all this stuff. Well, we get to the cabin, and here's his little brother, not in the same spot that he was in when we left, and the other 2 bottles of liquor that were left there for us when we were going to come back were gone and in his system. So Steve. So anyhow, we're like, little Mikey, oh, wake up, little Mikey, your mom's coming down here. And he's like, just not talking or any kind of coherent of any sort of fucking way. And so he's trying. We're like, I was like, Steve, let's just stand him up, because when we get him stood up, he'll just come alive, right? Because that's how it works. And so he's like, okay. So we stand him up on the fucking out. And he just falls the fuck over because he's, done drank 2 bottles of fucking, got the liquor in him. And, and here comes his mom. And I just go, well, I'm going home. Just, dusted my hands off and just started walking up the house. She's like, Chris, you should probably go home as I pass her. And I'm like, no problem. So, anyhow, that was a fun night. He had alcohol poisoning. He ended up waking up at some point later in that morning, probably 7 or 8, puked up fucking blood and all kinds of bullshit. He was all fucked up. That was my story. Now, usually I like to drive and do things like that, but the reason that I did not get to drive there that time, I think, I don't remember if that was pre-license or not. But it doesn't matter, because here's a 4th of July story for you. When I was 17, yeah, just turned 17, it was 4th of July, and I was getting off work at probably about 10 o'clock at that night at the local Ponderosa, and decide, there's times to go out and party and shit, right? So me and the general manager's son, who's probably 25, decide to go and buy a whole bunch of fucking beer, like Mad Dog 2020 and some bullshit like that. And so we're just, back in the day, you didn't just drink and drive, you drank while driving. And that was probably 1999. Yeah. No, it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2000, because I had my license when the year, that New Year's. And so it was that summer the following that. So anyhow, so we go up to this one place down that's kind of by the river. There's a a mansion down there that's supposedly haunted, called Trenway Mansion. And there's this road that kind of goes around that. It's like a dirt road. And there's houses. Anyway, some of the people that live there were having this big ass party, and I was going to go to that. And so we're driving around just before that, after work, and after we get the liquor and all this other bullshit. Driving around and drinking. And I had, I don't know, quite a few. And I'm going around, we cannot find this party worth a motherfucker. And end up getting kind of not really lost, but sort of out of sorts because I'm drinking. And pull up to what I think is a, just a 2-lane road. So I go to take a left turn. And I noticed across the street there was a cop sitting there. And I didn't think anything of it, because I'm like, alright, we'll just walk up here, or, drive up here, stop, a certain signal on, make a left, which I do. And then I quickly realized that I had turned the wrong way onto a 4-lane kind of country highway. So there's all this traffic oncoming, and and I'm weaving through that, drunk, realizing that, man, I fucked up. And so this lasts for maybe a couple minutes until I found this place to, go around. Now the cop, I thought I was in the free and clear, because I thought, man, either the cop just missed me, or wasn't paying attention, or some other bullshit. And so anyway, I found a place to turn off, turned off, got down into this little business part, and got out, took a piss, everything was all well and good, got another beer, and get back on the highway, the right side of the highway, and sure enough, here comes fucking Smokey coming up on my Cutlass, and pulls me over. I'm just drunk, and I'm just kind of shit talking. I can't remember what I was saying now. Obviously, this is irresponsible behavior, and nobody should ever drink and drive. And I don't think I've done it since, really. But so anyway, I ended up in Newark, Ohio. Newark. and ended up in their jail. So that was a fun 4th of July where I got to call my mom and have her come get me in another city at fucking 3 a.m. That was fun. It was really funny when the guy's dad had to come get him because he should have known better being an older person. So that was fun. Lost my license for a year. You know what happens. Some bullshit. But all in all, I was always impressed with the fact that I dodged all those cars and still had the reflexes to fucking do that. But goddamn, that was really bad. Oh, you've been a bad young man. PWM. Very bad. Very, very bad. Actually, nowadays, they set the bar so low. What'd you blow? That's the question. Because, you know, when I got pulled over, I think I blew a .75 or a 1.75. I don't know. I was way over the fucking limit. What is it? It's .08 now, right? So I was probably like, yeah, it was like, I don't know. It was pretty fucking high. I probably still have the records down at my parents' house for it. Because it was a pretty high test. I mean, I drank like a 6-pack. At least. We had, when they actually pulled us over, we had a 6-pack or a 12-pack on the fucking floor of the car, right, that we were drinking out of. Had like 3 bottles of Mad Dog in the trunk, and like 2 more 12-packs, and maybe a party ball. I don't remember if we had the party ball or not. .97. Ah. Yeah, .97 that's a little over. Because it's .08. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, they're too low anyway. And to be honest with you, I think it's kind of dumb. Because, okay, they pull you over for a traffic violation. Okay, you made a traffic violation. I understand. Look, I understand why they gotta go all the extremes that they do now. But for fuck's sake, like you can't even go. Basically all those DUI laws. So yeah. So what did you do to attract the attention of this police officer? That's the question. Were you just speeding? Oh, look at that. You subscribed to me. Isn't that wonderful? Checking my email while we're going here. Pretty sure anything over 0.5 means you're dead. Yeah, I think that's true. I was rolling with the traffic speeding. I was the one in his lane as he turned. Okay, so you weren't really doing a whole lot of shit. You just kind of pissed him off and cut him off in some way. Yeah, .097. See, I blew a point. I think it was like a point fucking. It must have been a .12. I think. Yeah, I think it was .12 or a .17. It was pretty fucking high. I was like 3 or 4 times over the fucking speed. And I was also being like, I was also talking shit to the cops, like, you think fucking Bruce Lee could fight his way out of the jail? They're like, well, he can't fight past bullets. Like, you don't know. Then they were gonna put me in the fucking the tank with everybody else. I'm like, I'm 17. They're like, oh god damn it. I'm like, you guys can't do math. You can't read that on my license. Yeah, you know what's funny is other than the one thing, by and large, like I've done way stupider shit sober driving. Like not even dangerous, just close calls and shit like that, where you don't see something or your fucking mind will play tricks on you because of the way the fucking angles of the sun happen to be, or your fucking headlights. Fucking weather's really bad, like rain and shit like that, because you can't. The way the light reflects off stuff, you can't see the fucking like the edge lines and the lane markings and things like that. That's a real bitch. It's one of the things I hate about the rain, driving in the rain. Yeah, but that was my 4th of July of 1990 or 2000. 2000. So there's my 2 stories. So that was fun. That was fun. Did everyone have fun? Did everyone enjoy the stories of Victor Rand doing stupid shit as a teenager? I hope you did. Yeah, I would go through more of them, but I can't think of any at the moment. Plus, you don't want to go. In high school, I was the 5th guy. Yeah, I was the guy who brought weed in a 12-pack. But at least I wasn't the guy who brought weed or didn't bring weed in a 6-pack. And usually I just had the 12-pack to myself. And usually I didn't bring anything because I didn't have any friends. Absolutely. You're the first person that's ever told me I did a good job telling the story. It must be because there's not a face looking at me going, what the fuck is he talking about? You all just get to look at this wonderful gift thing that I made. Yeah, cool story, bro, indeed. I have to say, the smoking weed from the Bible thing is probably one of my favorite life events. Just because there was just so many things that went on, and then when we get back, little Mikey, he's all fucked up. Oh god, that alcohol boy. Oh man, the next day I go over there and they're just like, his parents don't say anything to me at all. But I'm pretty sure they whooped the shit out of fucking Mike. Or fucking Steve. Yeah, totally fucking doxed. Like, I don't know. If anyone ever heard that knew who they was and what was going on, I don't really give a shit. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah. I actually just don't really drink. Like, after that DUI, I pretty much was like, well, I can either drink or I can drive. But I can't do both. So, like, other than, like, the very occasional partying in my 20s, pretty much once it was like, after 25, I was just kind of done with that. And the way they fucked around with the DUI laws and everything like that, I mean, they killed fucking nightlife and basically made Uber and taxis such a fucking necessity. Like, good fucking god. The other thing that really chaps my ass is the fact that they do these fucking sobriety checkpoints now. So it's like, I'm not driving drunk, so why the fuck should I be stopping? Like, thought this was America, man. Like, that is obscene, in my opinion. Like, okay, there's a lot of people out partying, but we're gonna create fucking traffic jams because the traffic is so high. What the fuck? And I really don't understand how the fuck, like, how that happens in a democracy or a republic or, a place where people vote on shit. Like, retarded. Yep. Throw the powder in and I'm fucked. Like powder. Powder's fun. We did the Animal House thing to some girl. I don't like where this is going, Holmes. Who got way too drunk at a party. The kid lived near a supermarket. We stole a cart, threw her in it, and left her in her driveway in the cart. Oh, okay. Well, at least you're not Japanese people. Or, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? in certain places in America and Europe, that would not end well for her in that case, because once a girl is so drunk and is that incapacitated, bad things happen because cultures don't mix. She never talked to you again. Wow, she must have really high standards. I was always really bad about wanting to drive home drunk too. Luckily, I'm a good drunk driver. Yeah, I actually am as well. Like the few times that, I pretty much drank every weekend leading up to that DUI as a teenager. I never had any kind of issue. Like that was, not even a thing. I was actually conscious of the fact that I should be more careful. And so that's really what it came down to, especially like, once it got to be like post 1995, they really started to crack down on that stuff for some reason. I could think of reasons why. I'd like to say that it was all the death and destruction apparently that these drunk drivers were causing, but I don't really think that's the case. I think it was just another way to grab revenue and to fucking do a bunch of bullshit and have PSAs and Mothers Against Drunk Driving, those bunch of fucking goddamn party poopers. And what it ended up doing is, they basically like taxis and Ubers and all things like that. They killed like bar scenes and nightclubs and things like that because like, if you don't really have a lot of money, you already have a car with gas in it. You want to go down to the street to the fucking bar. You want to go see a show. And they kind of encourage that. I know motherfuckers who have actually chosen drinking over driving. And I don't understand that. Like, okay, so you can't trust yourself to have a car because you like to drink so much. So you're like, oh, well, I'll just won't quit drinking. I'll just quit driving. Because, there's nothing says I'm a successful adult. Like, I'm 36 or whatever years old, don't have a car because I want to drink every fucking day. What kind of retarded shit is that? Like, that is just really dumb. How would you get around like that? You better hope you can always walk somewhere, because otherwise you're riding a fucking public transport like a sucker. If you're even in an area lucky enough to have public transport. Assuming that, of course, out in the country, what does it fucking matter? You don't need a license to do half the shit. You hope the sheriff doesn't catch you. That's pretty much all that comes down to. You say, well, Sheriff, old Jesse, he's out there driving around drunk again. Got the farm truck off the farm. Man, that was actually kind of one of my dreams. And not specifically to do just this alone, but yeah. Good. Well, I guess you got to do what you got to do to get the shakes out of the way. So anyhow, the what I always wanted to do, and everybody says this, if I got a lot of money, go buy a big plot of land. And then it typically veers off from there in whatever personal direction that they've thought of having a big plot of land would be the thing that they need to start so they could do the thing that they could do with all the money. So what I would do is I always wanted to basically build a large track and that goes around the property, and some courses and some paved and some dirt and some gravel and stuff like that. And just get drunk with people and race shitty cars, wasted. It's just a drunk driving racing league. I think that would be fun as fuck. You could have like carny people and fucking hot dogs and all kinds of shit. It would be great. Be fucking great. Everybody'd have to sign a waiver. So there'd be a lot of waivers to get around. But That would be the funnest fucking bar. Oh man, if you could get the fucking insurance set together and a liquor license, that would be fucking wonderful. Maybe Magog should do that. He's got all this land and no ideas or any idea how to do it. do with it. Like, no, I'm building a studio. Which, I mean, more power to him. I think the studio thing's a good idea, but I also thought he was crazy for basically cashing in most of his investments to buy it. Isn't that the Crash 'em Up derbies? I don't know. Is Crash 'em Up derbies a thing? What is Crash 'em Up? Do they get drunk before they do it? Because I'm adding alcohol into this for fun. And I'm not necessarily saying that they need to crash. I'm just saying it's probably going to happen. But it would be super fun to do, and it'd be like half rally, half street. That'd be great. Dude, rural life is the shit. Oh, like the figure eight, yeah. Well, see, I don't want to intentionally wreck cars because I don't want to have to buy new cars every fucking weekend. That would be a pain in the dick. I mean, eventually you'd just have so many like busted ass cars on your fucking land that you'd use them as your sidewalls for the track. That'd be dumb. No, I'd like to just maybe have to do one a year, one or two a year. Like heats of 4 or something. If you like corn, coal, trees, and meth, the Midwest has your fix. That's fucking right. That is fucking right. I know you're from Indiana, GRB, aren't you? So you definitely have meth and probably pills as well, and flat land and corn, and maybe a little wheat. Maybe a little wheat. Maybe not as much now because the world's gluten free. Let's see. Been quite reminiscent. Yeah, well, thanks for stopping by. Stop by again sometime. I'll probably be doing this again. Whatchamacallit, next week, around the same time. Because that's my work schedule at the moment. I'm hoping they kind of keep me at this work schedule because it would be nice to just regularly be able to say I'm on Saturday night. The only problem with it is to keep me at the same work schedule. Do I not have a fucking music going? We're gonna be playing. You goddamn it! You keep playing, motherfucker. Didn't ask you to not fucking play. Did not give you this command. Assholes. Let's see. Back to Brave. Close that. There we go. Yeah. I'm just over at a state over here in Ohio. So, like right in the middle of a bunch of people. Not really. I don't know Merc or Sinatra that well. I don't really know Doc that well, to be honest. I don't really know anybody really that well. But I don't know any Columbus people. Like, there's a few people in chat that I know are, like, there's one that lives in Columbus. I think he goes by Will Honorless. And Brad Young. I think he lives up north in Delaware County. Should be fun. Let's do a meetup, guys. We'll get a hotel and do a convention. We'll call it Small YouTuber Con. Nothing could go wrong. It'll be all about free speech. We'll get Andy Worski to come. He'll be the dirty cookie. Ah, shit. Well, I'm starting to run out of fucking ideas for the day. Does anyone else have ideas? Anything anyone would like to ask Victor? You can ask Victor questions, and he can answer them in some way. Oh yeah, it's fucking 20-second delay. I should really adjust these settings, because you can actually get the delay down almost to instantaneous. We got river people. Dude, fucking I know everything about rivers, man. I'm river people at the moment. I mean, there's a river, like, not even a mile from my house. I'm not on the river, but a lot of river cities. What's a blanket party? Is that where you wrap someone in a blanket and feed them with socks filled with soap? Or maybe you just smother them with a pillow? Is Andy even on the internet anymore? Did he just go away? Did he just take his money and run? All $500? No, I'm not really into meetups myself, to be honest with you. I mean, I kind of wanted to go to the Knoxville thing just because that would have been fun. But that would have been fun to see. It would have been fun to, like, meet a few people or whatever. But all in all, I mean, what's the point? Plus, like, I could never in my life justify spending that kind of money to go a couple, cities down or a couple states down when, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're gonna go on vacation by yourself, and, like, you could just hear the and never that'd be the end of my home life, essentially. No, I don't think anyone pays that much attention to Andy. I was asking to talk because, I'm out of ideas for the night. So it ends up being I just talk about stuff that pops into my head. And to be fair, there was a period of time where Andy was a wonderful dumpster fire to watch. Just wondering what kind of retarded thing he was going to do next. Now you see, I don't think it actually was. Even though Tonka didn't go and he essentially got the fight yeeted or canceled because of his poor paperwork skills. Or whatever fucking stupid thing he did. He was trying to say, I don't know. I don't even know why he wouldn't want to fight Andy. That's the thing. If I had a chance to, I wouldn't want to throw it out there that, hey, I want to fight you. And then when the opportunity is presented, not do it. Like, I would have had that paperwork in order the Friday before. Talk about being yelled at by Tonka. There's not really a lot to talk about. He just kind of said stuff. Like, he was just like, oh, let's see if I can do a good Tonka. I don't think I can impersonate him very well. But I just popped into the chat and was like, hey, that was a good Kumite today. Because I actually caught the last 5 minutes. They had some guy on there that was going to, trying to troll Tonka or beat him in some Kumite argument about him being him. But the thing is, and here's the thing about that, alright? So, like, yeah. Tonka's put himself out there as kind of a dick, alright? He says that, fully admits that he's just a kind of a dick. He'll do nice things for people occasionally, I guess, but, he puts it out there that he's a cantankerous bastard, I think is the words that he's used before. He doesn't like anything. He doesn't like sci-fi or, movies and stuff like that, unless they're fucking Godzilla movies or fighting movies. Or wrestling, I guess. I don't know. And, so he's got this, like, image of himself that he's got to play up to. And I just go in and say, hey, that was a good Kumite today with the guy, the arguing at the end of it. That was great. That was classic final form. Yeah, it is funny he has been reduced to attacking the chat now, and it's kind of dumb in the sense of, like, okay, so, I just come in to say something. I'm not trying to start trouble. And he's like, Victor Rand's here. He's the most uninteresting person, or why the fuck would I want to talk to Victor Rand? And it's like, well, I don't know. Why the fuck would you want to talk to Victor Rand, I'm not really asking to talk to Victor Rand. I don't want you to talk to me. Just play your stupid fucking game, dude. Play your Godzilla Unleashed. You know? Now, he'll come back with, this is my chat, I can do what the fuck I want. You know, if this was going to be like some kind of thing. And, you know, he just goes around and around, and it's basically just mixing doing no cells and being like, I don't care, or I got better things to do, even though you really don't seem to have better things to do. And even if you did, why fucking do them and just sit around and play video games? And that was really all he said. He was like, I think I said something else about Godzilla Unleashed, because I just ignored what he said. I'm not gonna sit there and fucking engage the guy, because what do I really have to say to fucking Victor? What do I have to say to fucking Tonka? Oh, you didn't show up for a fight. Oh, you lied some. Oh, you're a dick to people. Oh, you're reduced to this. It's like, I need to listen to that one with Pinoid. I would have caught that, because when he's in good form, either one of those two guys are really good at advance and shit like that. I'm not so much. But anyway, then like I say some offhand comment not related to Tonka, and he's like, Victor, shut the fuck up and sit down. Which I was already sitting down. I was sitting in my car. I was already sat. So what do you mean? I'm just doing what it like. I don't get it. Why would you just? I'm not saying anything to the fucking guy. It's just the fact that like, oh, I made fun of him some, and still make fun of him some when it comes up. Like, come on, the wheelchair thing, super funny. Like, I guess all he can do is sit down, huh? Hey-oh. The wheelchair thing's funny. The fucking red band thing's funny. The, you know, even though I know Vamp isn't really a tranny, it's funny to say. And, which I don't even mind Vamp. Vamp, she's a nice girl. I hear he embarrassed himself. And here's the problem with going at Tonka. Is if you go at Tonka, all he can say is, well, why do you care about me so much? They're all fucking looking at me. It's like you just asked me about it. It's like, why are we even talking about it other than the fact that you asked about it? And it's just, and that's the thing about it. Like, you know, Zell was actually kind of right. Is there's I don't know. It's enough to just make fun of him about some dumb shit and just let him do his own show. Like Joker says, whenever he gets, you know, the balls out of his mouth. That's a joke, Joker. If you happen to listen to this, don't get all verklempt over it. You know, they can be over there, and he can be over there, and everybody can just do their streams, and it doesn't fucking matter. And mainly, I've been listening to Tonka's shit lately, mainly to try and get that voice down. Or maybe not try and get the voice down, but try and, you know, get those mannerisms and stuff for that thing. It's probably going to take a while. I actually might not even doing it. I actually might end up not even fucking doing it, because it seems like a lot of work for not really any good reason. And like, yeah, there's only so much of, like, everybody. Yeah, I mean, that's really all you can do, because basically he's got like 3 moves. It's basically a no-sell. It's basically just a bunch of no-selling, and then just keeps doing that until people basically like just will go after him on anything. Because like all those, like that one the other day, the kid tries to go up against him to troll him. Well, you're not going to troll him. You know, that's just not going to happen. Maybe you can. I don't know. I'm not really a troll at heart, so it's not a attack formula that I can really like come up with. I mean, what else would you fucking do? They all come at him, well, you didn't show up to the fight. And then they fucking, you know, they basically obfuscate that. Yeah, they're reminding it, exactly. Yeah, but here's the thing. Everybody in the fucking world has reminded him that he's basically backed out of a fight. Whether he wants to try and say that, oh, it got canceled. Well, yeah, okay, it got canceled because you turned in paperwork that the state couldn't verify. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not it was valid, or the name change was valid, or the blood work was valid, and all this other stuff, you basically went to the DMV with credentials that they couldn't use for whatever reason. And to sit and say that, well, Andy cried about a fucking ringer. Okay, well, fucking Andy, you just spent 3 months. Just fight the fucking ringer. Who gives a shit? And what's funny, see, and this is what I think too. I don't think he wanted to fight in Knoxville in general. I think he wanted to bring Andy down to fucking Piedmont to try and fight or wrestle in that stupid ass fucking warehouse that they go on. See, I don't know if he's lying about the 3-0 MMA record. I think he just fought 3 guys dark match in MMA maybe once. That's not on record anywhere. But I mean, you can't prove him wrong. You can't say you can't prove the negative, like that he didn't do that. But you can't prove the positive. So basically, his fighting record's like God. It's like you can't prove that he doesn't exist. You can't prove that he didn't fight. Yeah, he definitely wanted to fight in Pro South, which is weird because Pro South isn't an MMA outfit. They're a fucking entertainment outfit. So I don't know how Alabama's regulations are. I'm sure if he wanted to marry his sister, he could probably pull that off, but no, he never fought illegally either. Well, how do you know? How do you know? I actually think he probably did. I think he was probably telling the truth about all that. It just doesn't fucking matter, because you know what? He didn't fight the one fucking guy he was supposed to fight. So, there you go. And he didn't bother to fucking say anything to anybody about it, which is probably, okay, you can sit there and be like, oh, you're just gonna sit there and, like, moral bitch about it. Oh, yeah. Well, him, failure, and Vamp. Well, how in the fuck did I watch all this shit and miss all these details? And it's not like you can't put VHS on fucking digital. There's a whole thing for doing that. I could probably plug in a video signal out of a VHS player into some adapter and plug it right into my fucking computer and record this shit. Oh shit, why is the dump on now? Oh yeah, AP did his thing tonight where he yeeted fucking Tonka. Yeah, but that's basically Tonka. It's just, I don't know, like what else did he say? That was it. And then Thrax said in the chat, run Victor, and I think he timed me out. Which was funny, because I really wasn't planning on putting a whole lot in the chat anyway. But I mean, okay. Well, you proved you're a moderator. If any one of those people... Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure... You'll never meet my girlfriend, Eric. Or my wife. Or my mistress. No, I don't have any of those. But they're all from Canada. But it's just dumb. It's like basically, alright, you got this guy, you can't really you can't take anything he says at face value, even though he's probably told enough truth to maybe make some of it believable enough. Until, of course, the rubber hit the road, and you know what? Any one of those minions can show up in this chat, get their wrench, and sit around and fucking talk either way. I was debating the wrenches versus the no wrenches, and I figure if everyone has a wrench, no one does, or if no one does, then no one does. So I figure just everybody's going to get a wrench until there's either more people that I can keep up with, or well, basically I'll just get other people that I can keep up with until the whole thing's a nice shade of blue. The timing out and stuff like that, I think it's dumb. I'm rather disappointed in some of the YouTubers that I like that have done it. They'll be like, oh, I can't stand it when people just annoy you. It's like, well, fucking Christ, man, you act like you don't spend half your fucking life annoyed anyway. It's just dumb. God, I need some good trolls in my chat. That's what I need. I need like a stench ever or a godbother. You know, I've already put out some stuff for godbother. He could be like, you're just a drunk driver that leaves your friends in the woods and like hangs out with criminals. Like, I don't know how he talks. Apparently he talks like fucking some terrible version of Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, I need like a stench ever or a godbother. Denny Crane would be a really good one to have here. I enjoy his work. Albeit, I think Denny Crane actually might be godbother, because they kind of just go after people about the same stuff, if I recall. But the sad thing is, if I say I want them in the chat, they won't show up in the chat. Because then they won't talk. They'll be like, oh, we can't give the guy what he wants. But I want trolls. I need good trolls. It will be a good thing to have. I kind of figure they'll just migrate once enough people are like, oh yeah, go check out this stream. Victor just talks all this crazy shit for like a couple hours. And it's really not all that crazy, but he sounds like a fucking idiot when he does it, so... He sounds like the pimple-faced kid from The Simpsons. Oh, I do? Or that voice? I don't know. I never heard, Is Denny Crane A.G. Luck? I find that guy incredibly boring. And he looks like Jimmy Neutron. I think. He's like Denny Neutron all grown up or some bullshit. Well, she's probably in here listening. It says there's 6 people watching. I don't know. If I refresh this, will it fuck up the stream? Let's see. No? Maybe? Let's see. I got it on my phone doing the thing. Nah, doesn't seem to have. Not yet. The voice does. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's the teenage guy that works at... I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Principal Skinner? Okay, I think it's cool. Yeah. So it's got 5 people watching. One of them's probably me. Fucking lurkers. Just lurking. Lurking and being sneaky. Like goddamn Native Americans. Did he say that? Why would you sue anybody for $300? Wouldn't filing the court cost about that? Probably not as much, I would guess. But still. Who are you gonna get to represent you? I doubt Nick Rafita would take that case, and I don't think he's in your state. Like, I made sounds that aren't stream worthy. And I mean, really, like, seriously, if you're gonna, like, get into some bullshit with Andy like that, better get it in writing. Like, better get it in writing. Notarized. Actually, better yet, get it fucking up front. Say, pay me this money, and I will come down. That way, if anyone breaks the contract, you're dumbass for not showing up after you got paid. Because otherwise, yeah, I think I remember that now vaguely. To be honest with you, after the Knoxville thing, both Tonka and Andy became rather irrelevant. Like, basically, Andy just went out to do dumber and dumber things to try and get views, essentially. And Tonka just got super salty and mad at everybody who, you know, were once people that would back him in whatever way and then stop. And that was pretty much that. I don't even understand that he talks about AP and all this shit. Like, what the fuck did AP ever do to his ass? Other than he's just like, oh, he's just a fucking loser. Like, well, so what? A lot of fucking losers out there in the world. I bet you got plenty of fucking loser friends. Like, it's stupid. Just dumb. Failure too, man. I don't know. This stuff old boy was talking about the other night with him. You can definitely see it. You can definitely see the, you know, they didn't You didn't get to sit at the table at VidCon. You talk as I don't know. I don't do a good failure. Oh, you ran. It says AP wouldn't pick a side. Oh yeah. That was a thing, wasn't it? Which was kind of dumb. I mean, personally, if I was AP, fuck AP. Like, what Andy ever do to him other than fucking be nice for him? Like, but even then, you know, AP could do whatever. Yeah, exactly. He just wouldn't. He just wouldn't bend the knee, as so to say. I can't do a failure side. Man, this streaming shit fucking really starts to rag on your fucking voice after you try and keep it up for so long. No wonder there's all kinds of fucking dead air out there. So much dead air. They gotta stop. Take a drink. Oh no, no soda. I really need a cigarette. I wish I could smoke in my house. It was too nice. And it smells so nice without the cigarette in there. I should have just set this goddamn thing up in the garage. But if I'd have done that, it'd have been hot as fuck. At some point, what I really gotta do is take this fucking rig over to my practice spot. Where the only thing that's bad is there's a bit of an air conditioning noise that I could probably figure out a way to get around. Why the fuck am I on Top Chat? Top Chat? I refreshed the page, that's why I'm on Top Chat. Why are you telling me to guard my privacy and abide by our community guidelines? No one even knows what they are, including you. But once I could get over to the other spot, I'm definitely going to need 2 monitors for that. I don't have a chair. Yeah, see, I can't smoke in my basement. But if I go over to my practice spot and start doing it, I can. And there's an AC in there, so that'll be good. And I could smoke. And I was gonna I probably shouldn't smoke beside my computer, but fuck it. Because at that point I can really actually for one, there's a big mixing board there, so I can hook up my I got these 2 phones that I can use as peripheral devices, and there's a mixer. So once I need an audio interface. When I got the audio interface, I can hook that Yamaha fucking 10-track mixer, 10-channel mixer up to it, and then just run. I'm sure there's a condenser mic or a really good dynamic mic around that fucking spot somewhere. Or if not, I can convince one of those fucks in the band to let me borrow one. Get a really good mic, and then I can actually yell and get louder. You know, it'd actually be really fun, even though I don't drink. Over there, I could actually do a fucking drunk stream. But the only thing about a drunk stream is I don't really drink and I don't go on camera. So half the fun of it really wouldn't be there, because half the fun of a drunk stream is seeing them get all drunk and eventually fall over or fucking do retarded things in front of the camera. Who was that guy trying to tell us how mics worked in Doc Griffin's chat? That's a good question. Metaphorist? I think it was Metaphorist. I like Metaphorist. He's alright. But he wasn't telling me anything I didn't know already. And I'm not sure if he was completely right about what he was saying. And really it didn't matter anyway. Because you don't need to tell me that dynamic mics are used for this, or a condenser mic is used for that. See, a Stroom stream would be cool if you could go and plug your OBS into your brain and then use that as a thing. Because otherwise it's just you know, what do you call it? I don't know. Shrooms have always seemed they just don't do anything for me. Like, I get a little buzz off of them, but basically, it didn't feel too much different than just being stonedy drunk. Like, slightly fucking out there a little bit, but I liked Acid. Acid was fun to do. But I like that certainly more. And honestly, I actually really like hallucinogens. I would like to try and psilocybin. And some of the other ones that are like, you know, whatever they fucking do. But shrooms, man, they just never fucking seem to do anything, and I never figured out why. Like, you know, I got a buzz off of them, but there wasn't anything that I was ever like, oh man, I really want to do that again. It's like I've eaten a fucking eighth of them, or a half eighth, or a quarter. I think the most I've eaten was maybe a quarter. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done those. I don't really do anything anymore. Fucking Christ. A drunk stream would be fun though, because Drunk Victor is super fun. But without being on camera, it's kind of like, eh. Dirt, DMT, and chimps. Chimps. Fuck are chimps? Like monkeys? Like monkeys? DMT, that's not one of the ones I've ever really wanted to do. I really wanted to try psilocybin and mescaline. I think that would be a fun one. Mescaline would be super fun. Because shrooms are psilocybin based, aren't they? That's what's in the fucking shrooms, isn't it? The psilocybin. But the mescaline, that shit's in the cactus. Or maybe I'm mixing those up. I don't know. Yeah. See, I get more obnoxious too, but I've always felt that I'm way funnier. Maybe not even funny, but I talk more. And I'm sharper, strangely enough, even though I'm dumb. Or I'll just say dumber shit. I don't know, I'd probably get the channel. I'd probably get the channel fucking terminated for fucking King Carl. So let's not go into the whole I miss Carl thing. Because we've done that enough this week. Everybody was doing that this week, even over there at Doc Griffin's. I didn't even know he ever really knew all that much of Carl. Like, I know, like, Social Rec and Carl were, you know, typically a thing. What the hell did my screen just do? That was weird. Dead air. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop talking all the time like someone's gonna say something. It's like I'm having a phone conversation with Eric Holmes. He just doesn't say much. He'll say things in chat, but you know, that's how that goes. Oh, yeah, let's see. Look at my analytics. Maybe. Who knows? I gotta say, I like Doc. He's alright. He seems like a very nice old man, you know? What I don't understand is, like, alright, how are you just not having air conditioning, motherfucker? Like, I could get it not having it in a car, but, like, in your house in 2019? Like, no. No. This is Western civilization, sir. Take part. You're overheating your fucking computer. That's probably why he's having all these tech issues. His fucking laptop's hot. Hot as a motherfucker. Trying to fucking fry eggs on the son of a bitch. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think you were saying he wasn't cool. I was just saying, I like Doc. He seems like a nice guy. His interviews are really good. I thought it was kind of bullshit that they were talking shit about that Like, okay, I could see talking shit about the Insomnia Randall streams because they're like a cunt stream in the sense that you got like, you know, fucking like 6 to 8 people talking. 3 of them are fucking basically just degenerates who have like one thing about, you know, they got like one thing on their mind all the fucking time. The other 2 are morons. And the other 2 aren't saying anything, and you know, that kind of thing. But the fucking the interview streams where you've got like a guy and they talk and they, you know, go back and forth like that, he does good work over there on that show. Whether or not they're celebrities or, you know, e-celebs or whatever the fuck they are, they're interesting. Like, you can take someone who's not a known celebrity, but just kind of, yeah, it is. I wouldn't even say it's that professional. Like, but it's something to watch at least, you know. But it's basically like a cunt stream. That's what I really kind of. I would be surprised if at some point Schmeckle didn't hang out there. But he does other things. Minus music. Yeah, they don't have music. Which, college radio, man. What? We never had good stations for I mean, I wouldn't call them good in the first place, but didn't have really too many. I think there was one like far south of us. They didn't have very powerful transmitters. OSU, they do decent, but they're just basically an NPR station. So, take that for what it is. You know, we're gonna listen to Thistle and Shamrock now. Oh, and they got World Beats. World Beats is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. Gaming and Yelling really kind of gave it up. Like, I get so tired of that guy. Like, he's only got one thing he ever really talks about. And if he would just get it out of his system, he'd be, I wouldn't say okay, but he's still annoying to hear. I don't like his voice. That's really what it comes down to. I don't like the motherfucker's voice. There. Bitch ass motherfucker. I don't like your voice. Gaming and Yelling. Think it's dumb. It's like you got 3 things wrong with it. Stony Brook. The Wussy Bees. Here on the Wuss Bee. We had another smaller one over there south of, like, the Skangum College had one, but I never really listened to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like he's got a terrible voice to listen to, and he's got one fucking subject essentially. It's like, and he doesn't game or yell as far as I can tell. Yeah, Magog's alright. I like Magog. He's a bit of a one-trick pony as well, man. It's always like, yeah, I really appreciate all this support. Just trying to get this studio built, and then we can have carnival people, and I'm gonna build a little village, and maybe we'll get an animatronic dragon, and I want to make the sets, and I'm gonna design all the handmaidens for the gowns, and then we'll make doilies, and we can sell them in Mexico. Like, it's like, alright, I get smoking weed and everything, but like, dude, you really gotta focus. And I don't know. Like, I really hope he's successful in doing what he's doing, but I feel like he's putting too much thought in it. I actually really like his gimmick. The problem with it is it's kind of limited in a few ways, which I actually kind of understand why he wants to do the things he does with like a sitcom type thing and this and that. But like, the best video and my favorite one out of his catalog, there's been a couple, but the one that pops into mind is Magog Meets Weapons. because that's just him being like, we've got magic. And then like then he sees a guy like use a shotgun and he's like, I want one of those, you know? Oh, I can't do it. I always thought I could do it really good with Magog, and then it comes out and it's like it's way too high pitched. He's like I can't ugh, ass rape like that, you know what I mean? But I can't do it for some reason. Maybe it's because I got the earphones off and they're around my cheeks. So it's constricting my my voice. Ass rape. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a voice imitator, so there's that. Also, I can't really get super loud. But, you know, things happen. Yeah. Ass rape indeed. Wonder why it tells me that my current resolution is not optimal. Yeah. See, you know what? I was really glad that they got their side quest back together and they put Director Arcater on, because I always thought the interplay of Director Arcater and Magog would be great. Yeah, I can only do like mid to low voices. And maybe some high ones, but for some reason my I don't know, maybe it's because I've been talking for 2 hours. It's all starting to feel a bit graspy. But you know, so anyhow, he's got like his gimmick going. But I like the fact that if Director Arcater and Magog can play off each other, because that's the whole science versus magic thing. So that'd be a good way to go on that show. Albeit I didn't watch Side Quest. I don't know if it's come back yet or not. Yeah, and you know, actually what I really didn't like about the Vamp ones, I don't think it was Vamp's fault. It was just that at the time I was watching Ghost Poo, so they would end, and then Side Quest would pop up, and they would do like... She didn't play a character. She just kind of was like Vamp. She's like, oh, I'm a Vamp candy person. I'm a vampire. But she never really played up that, I don't think. She didn't even put in teeth. She just had her like one snaggletooth out. Dude, Arcater has so many things he could have done with that. That he could do with that channel and that gimmick. And he's a nice guy. Like, seems like a really cool guy. I wouldn't say he seems like a really cool guy. But he's got ideas. He can be a bit boring and dry. But if he plays it right, it's entertaining. His reactions are always good. Like, I've always liked his chat reactions. He's like, well then. You know, he's got his... Yeah. She did a little bit, but she didn't put a lot into it, I don't think, if I recall. Oh, Snaggletooth. There was one, I felt like one of the earlier episodes, there was some story that she told with Magog about some medieval bullshit. It went on, but I think Side Quest ended up being entirely different. I was getting to that point. Is yeah, quite. Shit. God damn it, Chris. Put together your thoughts. So I would get done watching motherfucking Ghost Poo, and then go to watch Side Quest, and they cover the same damn articles. So why would I need to watch Side Quest and after I just got done what like when I just got done like watching Ghost Movies that did the same exact articles right beforehand. Like there was no reason to watch the other show, and they never really figured out like another thing to do. And I find some of the health spas and that whole thing, I find that incredibly boring. Because for one, they're not really killing each other. They're not really fighting. So, what's the point? Like, oh, you can bring them back to life. It's like, okay. Dumb. Whereas I would just, like, maybe I would just, but I would think that, you know, maybe a short article period, but maybe discussions about topics from in-character standpoints might have been a better way to do that. Yes, and it is, and everybody gets into the same stuff, and that's really the problem with that, especially the article weights, because they basically just did news of the weird, essentially, and like it was just I don't know, it got to be old. I'll have to check out the new one when they have Joker and Arcater and Magog, and I don't know who the other one they have on there. Oh, the guy who's not beardy. That guy. I'm sure he's a perfectly fine fellow, but you're not beardy. You can't replace beardy with another beardy who's not beardy. Like, don't get a barbarian. Yeah, that's true, Jolly. Like, don't get a new barbarian. Go get a fucking knight or a Viking or some shit. Like, not a barbarian. You can't get a barbarian. You just had a Beardbarian. Beardbarian was better than your barbarian. I haven't even given the guy a chance. I gave him shit on Twitter. That was fun. Joka, I don't know how he fits into that cast. I'm not sure if he'll be allowed to do it. But you know, he'll have to ask the chief. But who fucking knows? See, I like Joker to a certain point. Lately, not as much. It's not that he's done anything, it's just like, well, it is that he's done stuff. It's just that he's like, alright, you've always been about not shitting on people's carpet and just kind of doing your own thing, but here you are in the fucking Kumite chat talking shit about Broski and Rob. Just like, who gives a fuck about them? Like, they do the drawings and the other guy plays video games and game streams. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't have anything against those guys, but I don't see the huge draw in watching them. Especially, like, on a regular basis. Like, I've listened to them a few times on my drive to work. But as soon as something else pops up in the notifications, I'm like, oh, something better. Because mainly it's just, their morning streams is just him. It's just him drawing something on his computer or whatever. Which is fine. I guess if you're into that, that's fine. But they don't really have Optic Decay and MTL Broski. The guy who they accused of faking cancer on his neck. He had his own little neck tour, apparently, of some type. And the guy who did all the good, he actually did the really good artwork for Tonka. That then they got into a thing for some reason. I still haven't quite understood it. And then of course it's like, oh, you know, he's like, fuck you, broski. Fuck you, broski and Rob. And they're like, well, fuck you. And then he's like, all they want to do is talk shit about me. They must love me. It's like, oh, god damn it. Can't apply the fucking same thing to every person. sure fucking Broski's probably a pedo at some point too. It's dumb. Just dumb. That's all it is. Which is too bad because some of the some of that can be alright, but you just go after people for actual things that are funny or that matter in some way. Maybe not like matter is the right word for it, but that has some type of substance. Like there was I don't know. There was certain points where they actually had decent arguments about shit on that show and that kind of stuff. That was good. Or when they actually went after people that were doing evil in the eyes of YouTube in a sense. That was alright. But oh, he said something about me on a show, we must destroy him. Or it doesn't make any goddamn sense. I actually really don't know why. I mean, for fuck's sake, Rob bitched about a couple things. Like not getting paid to do the comic book, I think. I don't fucking know. It's kind of it was a silly thing. And I actually never did figure out what the hell their problem with Joker was either. I don't really understand that one. I think maybe their problem with him is the fact that Joker hung out with Tonka. But maybe that's it, maybe that's not. I'm not really sure. They like I said, I never listened to too much of their show to really get a handle on where their drama is. And I always thought Joker was trying to avoid it, but I wonder where all the places that all these people Broski is cool as shit. Well, shit ain't all that cool, man. Shit kind of stinks. Rob is milk toast, but that's spelled with a Q and an E. And I'm sorry, I'm just busting your balls there, Jerb. JRB. But yeah, exactly. There is always more to it, and none of it ever fucking matters because it's basically like they're creating streams over slights, And I think it's silly. But what are you gonna do? People want to watch it. See, that's the thing. Sometimes the slights are really good, like the shit with Pro Jared that Medicare would do, or some of that shit where they would just make fun of people. That stuff was good and wonderful. It's just when there's a certain point where it's like, well, they're either too small to care about, or they didn't do anything that was that bad enough to actually get that much in a bend over. So there's just, I don't know, there's a lot of reaching for things when you could always just get on there and ramble on about shit and just see where it goes. Or maybe that's what they're doing, and that's what you end up doing. It's a strange world. Strange world. Strange world on this here platform of what it is. I like to call it the YouTuberverse. Might explore it. I should. This is kind of one of the things that I didn't like, because now I got all this bullshit that I've been working now. I mean, I never really wasn't working, but I basically got a second job and did all that shit. So now, I don't have any time to work on stuff. So basically, figuring out how to add the music to this thing and get going on this was sort of what I did about 20 minutes before I went live. But I'd like to have done some more of the image stuff, and I'd like to have did a little more exploring, because basically I'm just using a lot of techno acts for the background music, and then I got I don't know if Eric, I don't know if you caught the intro, but there was but I just made a short playlist here. Yeah, as the stream renders. That's a good one. Let's switch it over to the other playlist that I made. So I had some fun on that. I like this one a lot. I don't know. Who caught the intro? Did everyone catch the intro? The little pre thing before I started talking? I think EDM was the only one here that I saw. But I'll have to add some more. Let's see. Oh, we got Doc's fucking doing his thing. Oh, well, doing the Lord's work. Yes, doing the Lord's work, JRB. The Lord's work, I say. Here, let's get this guy out. We're gonna play this intro. I think we're gonna play this. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do, I'm probably going to end the stream. I'm starting to run out of ideas, and I'm what do you call it? Getting raspy in the old voice here. But we had some fun, I think, and we told some stories and we learned something about each other and ourselves. So I'm going to do this, and we'll just play the intro music as the outro music. Boop. Boop. There we go. And I'll just talk over this as we bid you all a good
Give me some room. Making us think, give me some pills. Yeah, feel kind of sick, turn on the gas. That'll do the trick, don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live. Don't wanna give no more. Don't wanna live no more. Give me a pen. Gotta write a note, gotta make it quick. No antidote, and when I'm done, yeah, that's all she wrote. Don't call the cops. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore. 'Cause I don't wanna live anymore.
Ripples so simply, I see and read that you needed to breathe the free debris of the others away.
Yeah, I'm back, bitches. Women are equal and they deserve respect. Just kidding, they should suck my dick. Vagina, vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. Vagina, vagina. 2 + 2 = vagina. My love is like lightning. It gives girls orgasms. My dick is like an airplane. It gives girls orgasms. I'm the Wayne Gretzky of sexual stuff. I'm the Hulk Hogan of slamming muff. I'm the Indiana Jones of exploring crotch. I'm the Shakespeare of enormous cock. I'm the Helen Keller of having sex. No, wait, that's a bad example. Why did my penis cross the road? to get to the other vagina. Vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. 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 E equals MC vagina. I've got a present for you right here. Actually, it's not a present, it's my penis, and I like to call it the spear. Cause spears are long and hard, just like my penis. I don't like it when you talk, cause that just means you're not sucking my cock. Love is for girls and gays. If you wanna be with me, it goes one of two ways. Either you have sex with me, or you have sex with me. I have really good sex moves that I learned in China. I'm a sexual tiger, and I feed on vagina. Vagina, vagina. I wanna have sex with your vagina. Vagina, vagina. What time is it? It's vagina. What's the difference between a girl's mouth and a girl's vagina? There is none. I want my penis to be inside both of those things. I'm a good sex man. Girls love my sex. I'm a good sex man, 'cause my sex is the best. I'm like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but instead of fighting people, I have sex with them.